Well, what you're looking at here is the number one piston in my 327. This is a 1965 block with a 40 thousandths overbore in a vintage TRW L2165 forged piston. And it's probably not super obvious, but on that upper left valve relief, you can tell that it wasn't quite big enough. So I put basically one size bigger cam in this engine than I've been running in the previous engine, and apparently it's too large. So that's my mistake. I should have checked piston to valve clearance. So kids, always check piston to valve clearance. This is all on me, and now I got to deal with it. So the number one piston and the number 5 piston look identical, and it's superficial. These pistons aren't junk, but still I've got to decide if I want to disassemble this whole thing, if I want to put in a smaller camshaft. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I just took the head off because I had 2 bent push rods, and it appears everything on the other side of the engine is fine. So maybe I had 2 thousandths of an inch less valve lash on these 2 exhaust valves that hit. I don't know. None of the other ones hit, so obviously piston valve clearance was not enough and was very close. When I fired this up the other day, I mean, it didn't run very long. I never revved it. Thankfully, it would have done a lot more damage. I caught it pretty quick, realized what was going on. So now let me show you the head, and I'll tell you what cam does not clear with these pistons. By the way, this block has never been decked. The piston's like 25 thousandths in the hole. The heads have probably been resurfaced, but not heavily milled. So this is pretty standard setup. So I think it's safe to say you should not run this camshaft with a stock type piston. You're going to need deeper valve reliefs. So anyway, I'll show you the head real fast. Two of the exhaust valves are bent, but one of them is visibly because it will not seat anymore. Here's the number one cylinder on the driver's side head here, and you can see the exhaust valve with the spring installed does not sit down the seat anymore. The number 5 exhaust valve is most likely slightly bent, but it's sitting on the seat. But this one won't even sit on the seat. I'm sure I could hammer it in, but I'm not going to do that. Obviously this will get disassembled and repaired. So anyway, let me get those cam specs out. Comp cams. The part number is 12-770-8. 564 intake lift, 570 exhaust lift, 236 at 50 thousandths intake duration, and 242 at 50 thousandths exhaust duration. And apparently that exhaust duration makes a difference because the lift's about the same and intake valves did not hit. So apparently 242 is too much duration and too much lift on this stock type rebuild. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have more work to do in tearing things down, so I'll make another video when I figure it out.